eve of Christmas, Kenyans from all walks of life are getting ready to celebrate that birth of Jesus tomorrow, 25th December 2023. Many leaders have already sent messages of goodwill to Kenyans, and we're going to tell you who has sent, who has not. Maybe he or she is planning to send, but that will be part of this broadcast tonight. First of all, we look at the stories that we are giving priority this evening. Tonight, 2 dead, 20 injured in Sunday accident involving Malindi-bound passenger bus and a trailer on Mombasa Road as national 2023 road death statistics hit 4,150. First Family leads the pack in penning down hearty messages to Kenyans on this eve of Christmas Day. Jeremiah Kioni-leaning Jubilee Party warns Kenya Kwanza of using parliament to change constitutional provisions that require a referendum. To bless or not to bless, CS Kuria backs Bishop Philip Anyolo's decision to ban blessing of gay couples in Catholic Church Nairobi Diocese, directly defying Pope Francis. My name is Dennis Omondi. I'm in the full backing of Mutava Mwongeli, who is bringing you the news using the sign language, or the Kenya Sign Language, I have to add. Now, starting off right with a very sad story that 2 people died while 20 others sustained injuries after a bus plying the Nairobi-Malindi route rammed into a trailer at Taru area along Mombasa Road today. The bus, which was ferrying passengers from Nairobi to Malindi, collided with a trailer heading to Nairobi. Road accident incidents reported today place the numbers of deaths from road accidents in the last 24 hours at 12.
It is Christmas Eve, and the number of road accidents have continued rising steadily. After just in 24 hours, 12 people have died in separate accidents and scores others injured. For instance, as of today, a bus carrying 49 passengers plying the Nairobi-Malindi route rammed into a trailer at Taru area, killing 2 people on the spot and injuring 20 others. While in Kakamega Kisumu Highway, a senior police officer died on the spot after the government Prado he and his colleagues were traveling in lost control and collided with another government car belonging to the Ministry of East Africa Community that was moving in the opposite direction. In less than 24 hours, several people have lost their lives in separate accidents, including 4 women selling milk along the Kitale-Lodwar Road, 3 others in Kitale, 2 in Bomet, and 1 police officer in Kakamega today. This has raised the number of fatalities to 4,150 this year, though a decrease compared to last year's 4,517 that were recorded at such a time like this. Data from the National Transport and Safety Authority indicates that 21,684 victims were involved in road accidents between January 1st and December 20th, 2023. Fatalities from the crashes stood at 4,150, those seriously injured standing at 10,201, and 7,344 victims were slightly injured. The number of those seriously injured has increased this year to 10,201 as compared to 8,495 of last year. Also, the victims who have been slightly injured this year has shot to 7,344 compared to last year's 6,841. Data further shows that still this year, pedestrians have accounted for the highest fatalities, standing at 1,506, which notably is a decrease compared to 1,620 of last year. Following pedestrians in fatalities were motorcyclists, whose numbers stood at 1,096, a decrease from 1,209 in 2022. Passengers who died in the period under review stood at 709, marking a decrease compared to 800 last year. Billion passengers had 374 fatalities as compared to 422 in 2022 of the same period. The number of drivers who died this year has reduced to 369 as compared to 408 last year. 85 pedocyclists have also died this year compared to 58 in 2022. In October this year, NTSA unveiled the National Road Safety Action Plan 2023 to 2027, which aims to achieve a 50% reduction in deaths and severe injuries in high-risk areas and also arrest traffic offenders. For instance, on Friday, police in Nairobi arrested a matatu crew of a PSV that was captured on camera with passengers hanging by the vehicle's sides. Additionally, the Ministry of Transport through Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has cautioned motorists to be careful while in transit during this festive season. Kenyans have also been asked to take precautions, including calling out reckless public service vehicle drivers and also make sure lives are protected. For KUTV, I am Theo Masharia.
On this eve of Christmas Day, President William Ruto and First Lady Rachel Ruto are leading other leaders in passing messages of goodwill to Kenyans. In a recorded video message, the First family reminded Kenyans with means to reach out to those in need. The following is some of the messages.
President William Ruto and the First Lady Rachel Ruto have today shared their Christmas messages to Kenyans, taking a moment to reflect on the significance of Christmas. The First family has urged Kenyans to extend kindness to those in need.
Once again, the time has come for us to gather as families, as communities, and as a nation to commemorate a singular event, the birth of the world's most transformative individual, Jesus Christ.
Christmas is our time to be encouraged by the fact that when Almighty God willed to dwell among us, He chose a couple from a humble background as the home of our Savior to remind ourselves that our humble, limited means are nothing but the starting point for better and greater things.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula says, and I quote, "May your Christmas be filled with the warmth of family, the joy of friendship, and the love that knows no bounds. Let us remember to fill our homes with laughter, peace, and goodwill." End of quote. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, in his message, also reminded Kenyans of the importance of celebrating Christmas and sharing with those in need.
This is a moment of great joy when we come together again to celebrate Christmas. This is a moment when we remember and comfort those who are not in a position to enjoy the Christmas that would be best preferred for them.
In her message, the Second Lady Dorcas Rigathi reminded Kenyans of God's love and the significance of Christmas.
Let me also inform you, the place of birthing like Christmas is, you have all the celebration, the decorations are there, the lights are there, and everything is alive. But the most important thing about Christmas is the love of God.
In a message posted on X, NARC party leader Martha Karua extended warm Christmas wishes to all Kenyans as she urged them to enhance the spirit of caring for one another, especially for those who are less fortunate. Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja, in his message of goodwill, said, and I quote, "May the joy of the season fill your hearts with gratitude, and may the spirit of giving inspire us to reach out to those in need." And from us here at KUTV, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Yvonne Kimuma, KUTV.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua says that the government is winning the fight against alcoholism in the Mount Kenya region. According to the DP, the government has recorded a 70% achievement rate in fighting the menace. Gachagua was speaking at PCA Church in Karatina, Nyeri County. He further outlined Kenya Kwanza achievements, including lowering of the cost of maize flour and subsidizing fertilizer, as Israel Omwai now reports.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has expressed confidence that his efforts to eradicate alcoholism and drug abuse in the entire Mount Kenya region has been 70% successful, saying that he won't blink until his mission is achieved.
Johi, hadawa cia kulevya, so far so good. Nenyuma nane ne thirikari yothe kiroko ni ngometite. We are successful 70%. Hari anake 17 nega. Drati dire irangithiuruka na ngari ndikuite oguo ngaruka mari anake. Tene ndiraruga makienda kugwithia na Johi uria maranunga. But I'm so happy. Ndirakora anake itu ni atheru maroria mawira tiariu. I am so happy.
On the issue of high cost of living, the second in command says since President William Ruto rose to power, they have succeeded in curbing the high cost of living, noting that the price of flour has decreased from 240 to 135 Kenyan shillings, fertilizer from 7,000 to 2,500 Kenyan shillings, elderly cash stipends paid on time, and employment of 56,000 teachers.
Kenya no itu ndirathi wega, and don't be worried. Tukiingira wathani-ini last year, fertilizer yari ciringi 7,000. Tuguithitie 2,500. Mutu tukiingira wari 240 shillings. Mutu riu ndiragurire mitu hwai. Guku Karatina. Ndiragurira andu maroka kunyo no muthi. Atimia aria akuru, atimia ndigwa, ciana cia ngoriai, andu aria mena mawathe, ndiragura mutu muingi muno. 135 shillings. Koguo andu marauga cost of living. No mutu tukaingira wari 240. Tuguithitie na 105 shillings. You know? And that is the truth.
Gachagua further assured Nyeri residents that they are focused on completing unfinished projects launched by the previous regime, including construction of roads, and urged Kenyans to have confidence in President William Ruto in improving the economy.
Tumeanza Kenya afresh, and so far we are getting on well. Rais na mimi hatulali. Saa 11 asubuhi tuko kwa ofisi. Tunatoka saa 6 usiku. Tunang'ang'ana na mnajua sisi ni watu ya bidii.
Pastor Dorcas Rigathi, who was present in the service and who has also been in the forefront calling for a stop in consumption of alcohol, said the two heads of state are tirelessly working hard to revitalize the economy of the country so as to ensure the country remains on the right track. Alcoholism in the Mount Kenya region has become a motive, with the government mounting war on those selling illicit brews in the region and community leaders calling for it to be declared a regional disaster. Israel Omwai, KUTV.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has backed President William Ruto's decision to declare Kenya a visa-free country starting January next year. Mudavadi believes that this will boost tourism and agricultural sectors, with the net effect being a positive impact on Kenya's economy.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi today seconded President William Ruto's announcement of Kenya becoming a visa-free state, stating that it is a visionary step towards the right direction and it will be a significant move to boost tourism, business sector, market for agricultural products, education system, as well as fostering global connection for job, among other key factors that drive the growth of the economy.
Mheshimiwa Rais amesema kwamba Kenya shall be a visa-free country. Yani, hakuna mambo ya kuleta utata mingi na maswali mingi tukitaka wageni.
Mudavadi, who doubles as the Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, also noted that the government is working around the clock to solidify the diaspora relations and support Kenyans working abroad for their contribution towards the gross domestic product that will help grow Kenyans' economy in the future.
Sasa yeye kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya amefungua department ya diaspora. Na lengo lake ni kuhakikisha kwamba anafungua uchumi hapa na anafungua uchumi ng'ambo, watu waende wafanye kazi kule.
In addition, Mudavadi pointed out strategies like the European Union Economic Partnership Agreement that Kenya signed recently as one of the areas the government is exploring to ensure the country gets markets for its exports and open door for businesses with the countries that will help in injecting foreign exchange to its economy.
Yeye amefungua milango kwa mataifa 27 ya Europa kwa wafanyabiashara, wakulima na bidhaa za Kenya kuenda kule bila kulipa duty na bila quota.
Kenyans have been urged to be patriotic and to continue supporting the government's policy on economic revitalization, with the Prime Cabinet Secretary affirming that the Kenya Kwanza vision for citizens will soon bear fruits. Kiki Blessings, KUTV.
Jeremiah Kioni, leaning faction of the Jubilee Party, is accusing President Ruto's administration of attempting to subvert the will of the people by pushing constitutional amendments through the back door. Kioni argues that some of the amendments tabled in Parliament require a referendum as per the dictates of the law. Take a look.
We must say no to mutilation of the Constitution by a determined executive. These were words by former Ndaragwa constituency MP Jeremiah Kioni, who was speaking in Embu during the election of party grassroots leaders for the Jeremiah Kioni-led Jubilee Party fraction.
We now see a regime that is keen on amending the Constitution through the back door. Amendments that requires a referendum, they want to introduce them through Parliament. Why we need a strong Jubilee is because we need a strong voice to say no to mutilation of our Constitution.
Kioni said that the opposition will stand firm in protest of what he termed as dictatorial tendencies. He also claims that President William Ruto is unfit to lead the country regarding the previous head of state's media engagement at State House last week.
And I think it is the high time that the offices that have this responsibility takes it up. How would you explain the kind of lying that he is doing? Mpaka watoto wa nursery school wanamjua ya kwamba Ruto is a liar.
At the same time, Kioni said Kenyans, and most especially the people of Mount Kenya, should not expect any development from the Kenya Kwanza administration, noting that the regime was engaging in a looting spree of unprecedented magnitude that foreshadows difficult times ahead for Kenyans.
Hakuna kitu tunagojea ifanywe na hawa KK. Nothing. Ni kupora tu. Kupora. Uporaji hujaonekana Kenya hii.
Other leaders who spoke during the event downplayed the Kenya Kwanza leaders elected from the region, saying they only belong to the choir of falsifiers.
Mtu anaitwa William Samoei Ruto. Yeye ni mwanafunzi wa kisiasa wa hayati marehemu Moi. Na yale Moi alitutendea kama watu wa mlima hatuwezi tukasahau. Na ndio tunasema wakati umefika tuseme yamekwisha na tumepata shinda za kutosha, ni lazima tuhamasishe watu wetu wa mlima.
During the elections for the party grassroots leaders, nominated MCA Agnes Wanjiru and John Kathangu were elected as branch chair and secretary general respectively.
Okay, I want to give you a bit of time to contemplate on what we have given you or served you so far. We took a short break here. We are coming back with more stories after the short break.
Liko lango moja wazi, ni lango la mbinguni. anasema hivi, wewe na matamaa zako, hiyo ndio inasababishanga kukue na hiyo shimo ambayo unakuta there is a lot of garbage coming in to your life. That is where the problem is.
Greetings to you, our cherished viewer. As we celebrate the joy of Christmas, I am taking this moment to thank you from the deepest point of my heart. Thank you for keeping it KUTV, and thank you for being a constant presence in our news community throughout the year. Your trust and support has meant the world for us. So as we celebrate this Christmas season, I am wishing you a Merry Christmas and a joyous New Year filled with warmth, prosperity, and a continued connection with us. Happy holidays and keep it KUTV.
We are all seeing the impact of climate change. In Kenya, for example, the frequency of the floods is becoming more and worse. The amount of people and livestock we are losing.
The level we need to go is a level where the normal mwananchi and also the government stakeholders can uptake these solutions.
Those small acts multiplied by millions of us will help make a difference in the world at the end of the day.
It's just a slight behavior change that we need, and you'll find that it serves us a bit more than you put in. And that's the goal. We want to live a better world than we found. Because at the rate we are going, it's dire.
We will secure the planet for future generations.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bwari Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
Welcome back. Now, Public Service Cabinet Secretary Moses Kuria has maintained the stance that Kenya will never allow same-sex marriages in opposition to Pope Francis' declaration allowing priests to bless gay couples. Kuria was echoing Nairobi Archbishop Philip Anyolo's sentiments on Saturday, where he told the clergy in the Archdiocese of Nairobi not to bless same-sex couples, in a direct defiance to the declaration by Pope Francis, who had earlier in the week issued a declaration calling on priests and bishops worldwide to bless same-sex couples. In his statement, Archbishop Anyolo protested the decision, holding that the Catholic Church and the Christian religion in general only recognize the institution of marriage as being between a man and a woman. The Pope's decision has since elicited mixed reactions among Kenyans. Away from that, community dialogue groups have been formed in Shinyalu, Kakamega County to sensitize community members on the importance of eradicating gender-based violence and teenage pregnancies. The groups include service providers, community dialogue group, religious groups, among others. The groups will convene about 15 meetings that will dissect factors contributing to the situation. Christina Diambo reports.
community dialogue groups have been formed in Shinyalu, Kakamega County. They have been tasked with reducing gender-based violence, teenage pregnancies, and early marriages. The groups will convene meetings to sensitize the community on the dangers of gender-based violence, dissect contributing factors, and find solutions to the menace. Thereafter, the community will make a declaration in 2024 to end the hurtful vices in the villages. The area assistant chief Joshua Ligavo of Ivakale sub-location in Shinyalu noted that the groups formed by the Kakamega Widows Empowerment will support efforts to fight the vices through participation and involvement of community members.
No to some of these things that have been happening in the community and outside this community. Hatutakubali mambo ya teen pregnancy katika maeneo haya. Hiyo tunataka kusema hapana kabisa. Na itawezekana tu kama wote tutaongea lugha moja, kama wote tutashikana, kama wote tutakuwa na information kutoka kule mashinani. Mambo ya child marriages, hiyo tumetaka kupinga kabisa kupitia kwa village elders wetu, watu wa nyumba kumi.
Tina Wanyonyi, a coordinator at Nuru ya Mtoto program in Shinyalu, highlighted an increase in physical violence among families, with at least 90 physical and emotional cases being reported in November at the health facilities in the constituency. She attributed the increase in physical violence cases to poverty, drunkenness, and other life challenges.
Cases are there. There are many. Like in a facility, you can get around, like a place like Shikusi, they can do around 90-something cases of physical violence in a month. Same to Ileho, same to here. Physical violence ni mingi, and also sexual violence kwa under minors.
Through the Tetea project, Kakamega Widows Empowerment Project Manager Fred Anami says they are committed to supporting community members in Shinyalu and Malava sub-counties to reduce the prevalent vices.
Jamii kukaa katika vikao vya mazungumzo kwa vitengo tofauti tofauti ambayo inajulikana kwa Kiingereza kama community dialogues, na hivi vitengo vinahusisha watu wanaotoka sehemu tofauti tofauti. Kwa mfano, kuna wale wanakaa ambao wanaitwa service providers ambao wanapeana huduma kwa jamii.
The Tetea project is funded by the European Union and other partners in Kenya, and it operates in other counties other than Kakamega. Christine Adhiambo for KUTV.
Each year, crowds of tourists and locals alike are drawn to New York City's department store holiday window displays. Aaron Ranen has the story from the Big Apple.
It's the holiday season in New York City, where the streets are filled with visitors and locals alike, eager to catch a glimpse of this year's over-the-top illuminated masterpieces, the annual holiday window displays of the city's iconic department stores and retailers.
You never see anything like it. I come every year to see them, and every year they don't disappoint.
I think they're brilliant. They're spectacular. I mean, it's something I've not ever seen. Most of the time I do on the internet. So being here and seeing all this is just wonderful, and enjoying the shopping part too.
These dazzling displays not only entertain shoppers, but also provide real financial benefits for the department stores in the digital age.
They're a vital tool for retailers. And, even in this world of advanced technology, they serve as a bridge between physical and digital retail worlds. And they offer great opportunities for storytelling and engaging customers in a way that no online platform can really replicate.
And these holiday windows have adorned the streets of New York City for more than a century, says Fashion Institute of Technology professor Ann Kong.
Holiday windows and windows in general go back to the late 1800s or, early 1900s, being a lot more refined. Holiday windows have always been a gift back to the city.
This year's array of experiences includes Tiffany's Showcase of Diamonds, Saks Fifth Avenue scenes of New York and Paris crafted in collaboration with Dior, Bergdorf Goodman's light, chrome, and mirror effects, and Bloomingdale's Wonka-themed partnership inspired by the new Warner Brothers film.
When we design the windows, we're really looking to,
You bring out the child in all of us. The little touches and the details of sparkle and, candy that makes up jacket, really starts to surprise and delight the viewers.
Klimkowski says these windows also entice online shoppers to step into the physical stores.
When you're fully immersed into the experience on the street, gazing at the windows, being delighted, that you can't match that by sitting on the couch at home.
And judging from the bustling streets in front of these spectacular displays, the holiday windows will remain a New York tradition for many years to come. Aaron Rainan, VOA News, New York City.
Now it's time for us to get the sports news. It was a really bad day in the office for Chelsea. Anyway, Wolves proved to be too strong for Chelsea in today's English Premier League action after subjecting the Blues to a 2-1 defeat at Molineux Stadium to bag all 3 maximum points. Mario Lemina put the host ahead 6 minutes after the breather before Matt Doherty added the second goal. Substitute Christopher Nkunku scored Chelsea's consolation goal in the 96th minute to make it 2-1. In another English Premier League clash, Liverpool shared the spoils with Arsenal at Anfield. Arsenal leads the table standings with 40 points, 1 point above second place Liverpool. Brings us to the end of KUTV News at 9 on the eve of Christmas. I know we are all preparing for tomorrow. Somebody said, make sure the table is big enough. You can expand it so that everybody gets to fit. You add even those extra people who normally don't sit on that table. The backstory of this is just ensure you share tomorrow. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas early in advance because I know tomorrow you'll be here with an auditor. Thank you so much. Good night. See you again some other time. Our sign language interpreter this evening has been Mutava Mwongeli. Myself, I am Omondi. Good night.